Hello, my name is Samuel Acquah, a medical physicist and an owner of AWB Consulting. Most of you here probably don't know what a medical physicist does, or probably have not heard about it before. But you have taken an X-ray before. You have done a surgery before. Maybe your relative have gone through a cancer treatment, or maybe you have gone through TSA, whereby you lift up your hand and something goes around you. So in all of this, a medical physicist has been part of your care. In every place where you have X-ray machines, a medical physicist has been part of it. Now, every X-ray machine that you see every single places needs to be certified by a physicist before it can be used. Some states require it to be certified once a year. Some states once within every 2 years. And all of this is done by a medical physicist. Now, what we are having is that these places, because there's a huge shortage, according to American Association of Physicists in Medicine, for which I am a member of it, there's a huge shortage of qualified medical physicists. And that reason being that we have a huge number of physicists that are retiring, and we have less of these young people entering the field. And that is causing that huge shortage, because the big hospitals can afford to hire a physicist like me to be at the site every single day. The big companies have physicists that they have all the contracts. Now, it leaves a certain number of people that are in need. That is the very urgent care at the corner of your house, the surgery center that you will go and do your procedure. They will call you and say, oh, we have to postpone your procedure. The reason being that the machine has been tagged because it has not been certified for that year. You have no idea. Now, what is happening is that this is creating a backlog of certification, and that is affecting you. If your grandma or somebody needs to get a cancer treatment, they'll say, oh, we have to move your procedure for next week. You have no idea what is happening because the certification issue. Because this year I've done a red of red tape machines. Now, this problem is affecting everybody. Now, the reason that is affecting everybody, that all these small places that are in need, the small physicists that we have are hired by these big companies. They can afford to hire physicists that they need the person once a year. And what happens is this certification is once a year. So manager is not thinking about it. The owner is not thinking about it. It's only when they have a violation letter, then everybody becomes to be nervous. Now, this is what AWB Consulting have identified. Now, in the field of physicists, AWB have a unique, we have different specialties, but AWB have 2 of them. Now, that makes us unique. It makes us attractive to big companies that they have all this contract, but they don't have the people to service. Also, AWB is in a position to partner with these big companies because of our expertise. At the same time, we have found out that these small places, urgent care surgery centers, need special attention, and that is what AWB provide. Now, our target market is this every place that there is X-ray machine. We just want to concentrate on the urgent care where you would just walk around the street and go and take your X-ray, do your procedure. That is what the vet place you take your pet to go for treatment. Now, as one of the areas is we want to subcontract, and these big companies are nationally recognized companies. And currently, we are subcontracting with these 2 as well because of our expertise. Now, this is our competition. You will see that AWB have it all. All these companies here, what AWB does is if they have to take 2 physicists to do a work, they only need to consult AWB, and that is the only person that they need. I traveled to Antigua. I was the only one that I need to go because I can do everything that 2 physicists need to do. Now, our sale market, we have contracts with these 2 nationally recognized physics companies. We are servicing them all right, but coming next year, we just want to grow our base client. So this is what we intend to do. State of Maryland have provided us with the 548 list of X-ray machines. That is only for 1 year. Next year, they're going to provide another list. So we want to send brochures to every places, and we have the contact for managers and the owners. We want to make a direct phone call to this one. Certifications in Maryland, for example, starts from January, so we want to do that. Now, this is our revenue. We started in this year, 85% of our revenue comes from subcontracting, and 12% comes from our transactional, our clients that we have, and we have the 3%. We are projecting that we made 105 this year. That is to the end of October. So November and December is not even included. Next year, we are projecting that we're going to make 232. The reason being that we use 5 months to make this amount in this year. We're hoping to double it next year because then that will be 10 months. We use the 2 months for only unexpected things. Then from there, 10% increase is what we are expecting. Now, this is our team that we have. We have someone, our accountant, we have somebody in the VA that will advise us for government contracting. We have our insurance, we have our attorney, and myself. Now, this is our milestone. We started in January 2022. We have 16 clients now. Subcontracting, we're expecting to get 1 by the end of this year, but we have 2. So this 2023, we're expecting to grow our client base. And now, everything AW is doing is intentional. I've done this physics work for 12 years. I listen to clients. I've listened to my fellow physicists. And the problem that we have is the tools. So every tool that we have is intentional, and we're going to use that to develop a software that will service both the clients and physicists as well. And we're hoping to launch that software in 2026. Now, this is what we're going to use to, if we get the 10,000. Because of the contract, we need to get 2 sets of equipment, and we hope to use $4,800 to purchase second equipment so that we can take this to the next level and spend the rest of the money for our advertisement. Now, you will see AW has something that we just want to do. I'm here because somebody gave something. That is why I'm here. I strongly believe that. AW is going to give back to the community. So even though when we started, we didn't have any money, but we partnered with the state of Maryland, and we were able to give this. So I was there with the states, these people from the state, they give that part to the state of Maryland. We registered to give it back to the community, and we have set up a fund, advisory fund. We're going to contribute to that, and we're going to give back 2023. We want to do back to school outreach. I believe in that, and that is why we are here. Thank you.
Judges, questions? So, Samuel, it looks like you're prepared to scale this, and so there's 2 things that are super impressive about your presentation. One is how clear your numbers were. You're very specific in what your net profit is. I am curious to know if you're paying yourself anything, because it doesn't look like the numbers would work for you to be paying yourself just yet. And then also your acquisition of another device, it looks like, would that allow you to hire another person just like you to be able to increase? I'm thinking about how are you going to scale this, because it's built around you right now.
Okay. So this number, so the one for this year, I just started paying myself. That is why you see this number here. So this number, I'm going to pay myself every month.
Okay. And you would pay what you would make if you were working for one of those other big companies, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, this is based on my budget.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what, and I'll pay myself and here, and that is what I do because of what I do and the pricing. That is why I'll be able to do that.
Okay. So now we answer the question about how are you going to scale it?
So if you see in my presentation, I'm going to hire 1 physicist.
12.4.
Yeah.
So if you get that piece of equipment that you're asking for in the funding, would that allow you to hire that person sooner?
Now, if I get that, no, the equipment, what is going to happen is because in December, I have to send out the equipment that I currently have. That means that because of the contract that I have to have a second set. So even though I will not hire anybody, but I still need that. But I'm looking forward that by the time that I build my client base, I'll be able to hire a second person. Now, if I get it and the work becomes a lot, then I will move this forward to hire a second person.
I think what I'm hearing is that you need a machine on the side just in case
Your backup.
your backup,
Yeah.
no matter how
Got
many
it.
you have.
Yeah.
So if you were utilized 100% of the time, so I don't know if 100% of the time means 40 hours for you, right? If you were on the, because it's an on-the-road job, right? I mean, you're going to these sites, so you have to have somebody planning out your day, so you can be optimal in how many places you go visit in any given day. Does that 188 reflect how much time do you think? Is that, how did you come up with that? The 232, I'm sorry. How did you come up with that number? How many jobs do you have to do a day
Okay.
to get to that number? Is that realistic?
It is.
Is the question.
Sure. So what this number is like, if I take the regular surgery center or I take the urgent care, I can do 4 of them a day. That price is different. If a CT scanner, I can do 2 a day. One is charged $1,300 for one. So if I do 2 a day, and that is how I schedule. So with this contract that I have, the ones that I have to go for, they ask me, what can you do? So I pick the high-end price one, and I do that. So when I go on one trip, that's how I do. And if I'm locally, then I will do the low end, including the high-end one.
So, and I think to her point, coming to scale, you need to understand kind of utilization of employees, and you're going to have to also understand that if you're trying to drive business into those first section of customers, that somebody's going to have to be selling that. So maybe it's not you the right person, probably not you the right person, but somebody who can sell that. So you're going to have to bring in a sales arm if you really want to leverage this business, because you're most valuable to me
Right.
in doing the work, right? I mean, that's your expertise. This is not a low skill effort. So I would just keep that in mind, that as you expand and you want to grow more business, you're probably going to need somebody to help sell the business as well, and that's going to be an extra expense to you. And I also would come up with how you would set expectations so that you would know somebody is going to make you money. Because if you're hiring somebody else, you want to make money too. You're just not going to pay them what you're paying yourself.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah. That's good.
I'll pass it on.
Well, trying to piggyback from some of their questions, what if you bought 2 pieces of equipment? Could you make that other hire sooner?
Yep. I'll go for it. I'll go for it.
And so I guess,
Yeah.
in bringing that again, if you have the contracts, you have not only 1, now you have 3. Have you thought about that process of maybe that needs to be my focus in getting that additional equipment to be able to leverage someone else?
Yes, actually, most of the states, what it does is, as a physicist, you can sign off on someone that you have trained. So I don't have to even get somebody like me. That is what most companies. So what it does is, we get, let's say, my good friend was talking, like a dosimetrist or X-ray tech. I can train that person. They will do the work. I will sign off, and that the second equipment pretty much
So
will
one
be
last
coming to play.
question. What is the cost to repair the survey equipment?
So the cost, the brand new one is $20,000.
To repair?
Or to repair it, the equipment that I use, you don't repair, but we calibrate it.
Okay.
Yes, and the cost to calibrate is $2,500 every year. Yeah.
Let me say, you have won first place, okay? And Samuel was actually in my class. But besides that, you have won first place. We were extremely pleased with your pitch. We think you have a beautiful business idea. And instead of giving you $10,000 for your first place, because we believe in you, we have changed your first place, that we want to give you $15,000 instead. We want you, now come on up here, we want you to take that additional money, we want you to buy that, not 1 equipment, we want you to buy 2, okay? You said with your money you wanted to buy 1, but we don't want you to buy 1, we want you to buy 2. We want you to have an extra for yourself, we want you to have another one to go hire a part-time employee so we can get you there a little faster. Congratulations.
He's in shock. Yay.
Everybody good?
You good?
All right.